The Virgin of the Rocks, also known as the Madonna of the Rocks, are two paintings by Leonardo da Vinci. Despite sharing the same composition, two key elements differ. The first version, located in the Louvre, was painted between 1483 and 1486, using tempera and oil on poplar wood. The second, found in the National Gallery in London, was created between 1495 and 1508. Now, let's step back in the background and history behind Leonardo da Vinci's The Virgin of the Rocks. In the year 1483, in the city of Milan, the Confraternity of the Immaculate Conception commissioned a painting for their chapel in San Francesco Grande. The artist to bring this vision to life was Leonardo da Vinci, a name now synonymous with artistic genius. The first version of The Virgin of the Rocks came to life between 1483 and 1486. Now displayed in the Louvre, most art historians consider it the earlier of the two paintings. Standing about 8 centimeters taller than its identical, it showcases Leonardo's renowned sfumato technique, a soft blending of colors that creates a smoky, atmospheric effect. It's interesting how this painting traveled over time. The first certain record of it dates back to 1625, when it was a prized possession in the French royal collection. Many believed Leonardo privately sold this version, which led him to create another one later, to fulfill the original commission from the Confraternity. The second version of The Virgin on the Rocks is in London's National Gallery. Thought to have been painted before 1508, this painting has a fascinating history. Initially, art historians believed that Leonardo's assistants had a hand in its creation. However, after meticulous restoration and study, conservators now conclude that Leonardo himself painted the majority of the work. This version, too, has an adventurous story to tell. Sold by the Confraternity's church likely in 1781, it passed through various hands before landing in the collection of Gavin Hamilton, who took it to England in 1880, and the painting found a permanent home in the National Gallery. Through each version of The Virgin of the Rocks, Leonardo da Vinci weaves a narrative of faith, offers a glimpse into his masterful techniques, and leaves a lasting legacy that continues to captivate art enthusiasts today. But creating these masterpieces was not a simple task that showcased Leonardo da Vinci's exceptional artistic skills. The process started with Leonardo's meticulous preparatory drawings. These sketches allowed him to capture the essence of his subjects and plan out the composition of the painting. Then came the underpainting, a monochrome version of the final painting, setting the tone and providing a guide for the subsequent layers of paint. Over this underpainting, Leonardo applied layers of oil and tempera paints, which was his medium of choice. Working on poplar wood panels, Leonardo used these paints to achieve the rich, vibrant tone and soft transitions that are the trademarks of his work. His approach to painting went beyond the traditional, containing his deep understanding of nature and desire to create something that transcended it. While Leonardo's works appear harmonious and effortless, the process was not without its difficulties. The organic composition seen in The Virgin of the Rocks was a departure from previous artistic assumptions. Where other artists might impose a deliberate schema onto nature, Leonardo designed a grotto that appears untouched by human hands, a marvel born of natural forces. The rocks are worn smooth by the continuous motion of water, represented by the winding river. The light reflects as if underwater, creating a moist environment for the thick growth of plants, each depicted with botanical accuracy that envelop the space. Yet despite their profusion, the plants appear pallid, as though existing in an environment untouched by human presence. Similarly, the figures in the painting, the Madonna, Christ Child, Infant John the Baptist, and Angel, seem as natural and inevitable in this setting as the plants. Their presence doesn't disrupt the scene's natural harmony, but enhances it. They are not mere visitors in this grotto. They are a part of it, as much a creation of natural forces as the rocks and plants around them. But while the making of The Virgin of the Rocks presented its own challenges, something else made these paintings extraordinary. a revolutionary technique that Leonardo introduced. But before discussing the revolutionary technique, I want to remind you, if you're enjoying this video, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and make sure to hit that subscribe button and bell icon so you never miss out on our future updates. Now, let's continue with our revolutionary techniques. Leonardo da Vinci was a revolutionary artist, and his techniques were the secrets behind the enchanting allure of his paintings. In The Virgin of the Rocks, 3 techniques stand out: sfumato, chiaroscuro, and atmospheric perspective, alongside his masterful use of composition. Let's start with sfumato. This Italian term, meaning smoky, refers to the delicate blending of colors and tones, erasing harsh lines. Through sfumato, Leonardo created a dreamy, almost ethereal effect. Look at the faces of the Virgin Mary and the children. The transitions between light and shadow are smooth, giving their features a soft, rounded appearance. Next, we have chiaroscuro. This technique employs the stark contrast between light and dark to create a sense of volume and depth. Notice the play of light and shadow on the rocks and figures. Chiaroscuro gives them their three-dimensional feel, anchoring them in space. The atmospheric perspective is another gem in Leonardo's toolkit. It's the technique of depicting more distant objects as fainter and more blue. By doing so, Leonardo added an incredible depth to his painting, making the landscape recede realistically into the background. But Leonardo's genius didn't stop at these techniques. He also mastered the art of composition to guide the viewer's eye. In The Virgin of the Rocks, your gaze is led naturally from one figure to the next, following their gazes and gestures, before exploring the details of the rocky grotto. It's like a dance choreographed by the artist himself. For the time, these techniques were nothing short of revolutionary. They moved beyond the flat, static compositions of the Middle Ages, introducing a new level of practicality and emotional depth to painting. Leonardo's use of sfumato, chiaroscuro, atmospheric perspective, and his masterful composition set him apart as a pioneer, influencing generations of artists to come. But the journey of these paintings didn't end with their creation. But just as creating these masterpieces required immense skill and innovative thinking, their interpretation isn't straightforward either. For centuries, these paintings have sparked a flurry of thoughts and theories, adding to the richness of their legacy. At first glance, what's striking about both versions is the radical departure from conventional portrayals of Mary and Christ. Traditionally, we see Mary crowned as the Queen of Heaven, an image that exudes divinity and grandeur. However, Leonardo presents us with the Madonna of Humility, a humble depiction of Mary seated on the ground. This shift paints a more human, relatable image of the holy figures, showcasing Leonardo's innovative approach. In the painting, we see Mary with her arm around the infant Saint John the Baptist, who is shown praying to the Christ child. Meanwhile, the Christ child is shown blessing Saint John. Above them, Mary's other hand hovers protectively as an angel points towards Saint John. The composition of these figures isn't accidental. They're carefully arranged to guide the viewer's eyes through the scene, highlighting the interconnections among the characters. Set amidst this intimate gathering is a mystical landscape with meandering rivers and peculiar rock formations reminiscent of northeastern Italy's Dolomite Mountains. One of the revolutionary aspects of The Virgin of the Rocks is Leonardo's abandonment of halos, traditionally used to signify divinity. Instead, he confers this divine aura by depicting ideal beauty and grace. Though devoid of halos, the figures are clearly not ordinary. They radiate an ethereal beauty that elevates them to a divine status. The interpretations of The Virgin of the Rocks continue to evolve and contribute to our understanding of these paintings. Each viewer might see something slightly different, and that's the beauty of art. It invites us to perceive and interpret in our own unique ways. But one thing remains certain: The Virgin of the Rocks, with its innovative representation of holy figures and enchanting landscapes, is indeed a mystical vision, a testament to Leonardo's genius. From the profound depictions of holy figures to the innovative techniques that revolutionized art, each element is a piece of evidence of Leonardo's genius. Thank you for joining us. Remember, every masterpiece has its story. So, keep observing, questioning, and most importantly, appreciating art.